I saw a lot of argument on the groaning kind of prayer. So I will take time to show you from scriptures, because there are 4 areas to deal with the matter from. Number 1, you have to look at the etymology of the word. What is the meaning of the word first? Because that's what tells whether the practice is right. What is groaning? Number 2, when you have studied the meaning of the word, then you look at the teleological aspect of the subject. And what that means is that what is the result? What is the product that this spiritual activity was designed to produce? So if you are doing it, are you producing what should be produced? All right? When we are praying intense prayers, it's possible to enter into certain places in the spirit and pray certain prayers and carry certain weights or get involved in certain transactions in the spirit. And some of the things that happen to us as we begin to engage deeply in prayer are the 2 controversial issues that we see today in the body and has been a matter of debate. So quickly, these 2 things are travail and groaning. There are many people who mistake travail for groaning, and there are many people who mistake groaning for travail. They are 2 different things. In the enterprise of intense prayers, especially when you are interceding or praying prayers of petition, 2 of these critical things are travail and groaning. They happen separately and they can also happen simultaneously. If you study Romans 8, let's read verse 19 and 21, you will see that these things can happen simultaneously. Somebody can groan into travail, but most likely people travail into groaning, but the 2 can happen. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. Verse 21, it says, the creature itself shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into a glorious liberty. Read verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. So there is a difference between travail and groaning. The 2 major scriptures we are going to use to independently discuss them, that shows us their pictorial expression: Isaiah 66 verse 8 and Romans 8:26. Isaiah 66 verse 8 gives us a portrait of travail, and then Romans 8:26 gives us a portrait of groaning. Isaiah 66 verse 8, the Bible said, who had heard such a thing, and who had seen such a thing? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? So you see that travail can also happen to the earth, as seen in Romans 8:22. It says, or shall a nation shall a nation be born at once? That means men too travail, right? It says, for as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children. So the context of Isaiah 66 verse 8 is travail. Then the context of Romans 8:26 is groaning. It said, likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groaning which cannot be uttered. And verse 27, let's add it. And he said, and he that searcheth the heart knoweth what is in the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. These 2 scriptures help us to understand the concept clearly. Now let's begin with travail. When you are dealing with travail, as seen in Isaiah 66 verse 8, the word used for travail is the word habal. That's why I said I would discuss the etymology, the meaning of the word itself. If you study the word and understand it, you will understand the practice. The word habal means 3 things. Number 1, birth pangs. Number 2, labor pain. And then number 3, intense exertion that produces an outcome. Intense exertion that produces an outcome. So when you are dealing with travail, there is the possibility of exertion. There is the possibility even of a bit of misdemeanor here and there. There is a possibility of a little bit of intense temperament. Why? Because it is a birth pang. Because it is labor pain. Because it is an exertion that has to be strong enough to produce something. Now, having understood this word, you can now isolate the practice from what the word implies. If the word implies birth pang, it means the clearest way to understand travail is to look at a woman who is about to give birth. You cannot understand travail outside the expression of a woman who is about to give birth, because that word was actually coined from that particular expression. So in studying travail, we must study the protocol of pregnancy from insemination to childbirth. That's what defines travail. If you don't know that, you can't understand travail. You can't discuss travail from the isolated expression during the birth pang. How did the birth pang come about? and what is the destination of the bedpan. It will now help you understand whether if somebody is praying, he is truly travailing or he's putting out a show. Remember, hypocrites do what? Pray. And their focus is showmanship. So in dealing with the subject of travail, 4 things are critical. Number 1 is that travail is not self-initiated. Those of you who are women here, do you just wake up and start having labor pain? No, labor pain don't come unless there is what? First of all, insemination. If an egg is not fertilized, there can be no labor pain. So travail does not begin with the will of the person praying. Travail is initiated from the realm of God. Until a man is inseminated by the spirit, he can't travail. Only pregnant women travail, and pregnant women don't travail at all time. They travail at the hour of childbirth. So you can't tell me you are travailing when there is no offspring in view, when there is no child in view. If a woman experiences cramps before childbirth, what do doctors call it? Forced labor. So when you find people acting as if they are travailing and they finish that travail, there's no child, there's no result, there's no outcome. That is what? Forced labor. That's not a travail. So in dealing with the subject of travail, number 1, there must first be insemination, spiritual insemination. Either God sends a prophecy or a revelation hits you from the word, or a burden of the spirit is put on you. So anybody who is travailing is doing business with something that entered him from the realm of God. It can be a prophecy, it can be a revelation, it can be a burden of the spirit. That's why you can't just carry the microphone and begin to travail. You can't just come to church and begin to travail. What did you hear? Which encounter did you have? Which prophetic word came to you? Because until the sperm or the spermatozoan fertilizes the ovary, the possibility of travail is not in view. Because travail is bedpan. Travail is the pain of labor. That's what the Bible calls it. And then number 2, after insemination, there must be what? A time allocated. The time when the child wants to come out. That's when travail begins. So anybody who is travailing accurately by the spirit must be in labor about to deliver. So when you finish that your travail, something must be born. If you travail and nothing comes out, it's either you had a still bath or that travail is a useless travail. But something must be what? Born. So travail is at the time of childbirth. In fact, if a woman travails for too long and no baby comes out, there's problem. She has to be induced, and that's where travail migrates into groaning. The doctor takes over. That's why people travail into groaning, and when you enter groaning, your activity stops. So at the level of travail, we can entertain temperaments, we can entertain postures, we can entertain a little bit of drama, because different women have different reaction to labor. There are some women that when they are in labor, all the troubles you gave them since they married you, you will pay that day. They will throw themselves on you as if they are dying. Now, labor pain is very serious. If you undermine it, you are not a human being. I'm telling you. But the temperament of women differ, and their threshold for pain also differ. So I don't mind if somebody is travailing and is praying like this. At the end of the day, you must produce the child, because travail is at the instance of what? Childbearing, childbirth. Yeah, I don't mind if you are running, no problem. At the end of the day, there must be what? A child, because travail is an alarm that baby is coming. So you can't claim that you are travailing and after 2 hours, 3 hours, you now stand up. No word from the Lord, no transformation, no supernatural occurrence, no miracle, nothing. No, sir, that's not travail. So it is the result that we use to judge and justify the action. So anywhere people are genuinely travailing, we should hear things from there. Something happens, something comes from there. Where people travail, things happen. Number 1, there must be what? Spiritual insemination. It could be a burden, it could be a prophecy, it could be a revelation. Number 2, it must be at the time of childbearing. Number 3, there must be an offspring. If your travail is genuine, it will birth something. At least let it be stillbirth, but something must come out. And number 4, travail is not every day. You are not pregnant every day, and you are not giving birth every day, unless if you are in a realm where God is giving burdens or revelation every day. And if that is the case, then be ready to give birth to many children. It means your life will have to constantly command results that cannot be denied.